Your content is weak, and you need to stop that. Now, am I just jumping on here to be a jerk? No. There are a lot of new people in the group since the last time I did a live stream because many of you were let in while I was on my little 4-day vacay or whatever it was, my little break. And so I want to welcome all of you. And give me just 1 second. And I will pull this up on my phone so that I can see who is participating. Here we go. A little break. Turn the volume down. All right. So if you have tuned in, please say hello. Please indicate that you're here. Drop a line. Say hi. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that make the difference between weak content and good content. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the biggest mistakes that I see made the most frequently. And then I'm going to talk to you about what you can do to fix those things. So if you're here, say hi. Hey, Rachel. Rachel just saw me out on my profile. And now she's seeing me here. All right, cool. So with your content, I want to give you a 1,000-foot view first. The only way you have to reach people via social media is through content. That's it. You gotta wrap your head around this, and you gotta get okay with having what is called a content game. Your content game has to be on point. So given that, one of the things that I hear some people arguing against, most people agree with, is, you see me in the wolf pack too. One of the things that most people agree with is you need a lot of content, right? And it turns out that creating a lot of content is challenging. So what I want to tell you, what I want to give you an idea to think about is part of the way you position yourself organically is by having people see you and think about you all the time. So let's set a general rule of at least 2 pieces of content posted per day. Hey, Daniel, what's up, man? Right? So every day, let's say a minimum of 2 pieces of content. Now, I do more than that, and it is very good to me. It treats me very well to do more than that. But you got to think of at least 2 a day because you got to stay front and center. It doesn't matter how good your service is. It doesn't matter nothing matters if you can't get people's attention. Let's put it that way. And so a minimum of 2 pieces of content a day. And by all means, do more if you think of it. So let's talk a little bit about the biggest problems I see people making when it comes to content. First is not enough of it. That's the biggest problem. Second is there is zero focus. There is zero strategy behind it. There is zero intent. And then every now and then they will try to do something that promotes their business, their service, their offer, whatever. So Daniel says, what can be considered as content? Anything you post on social media can be considered content. In fact, that's what it is. Anything that you post online is content. So you got to have a strong content game. And a strong content game breaks down like this. You must have a focus to what you talk about and what you share. Big mistakes here. Sharing things that other people shared with you, like happy cat memes, happy dog memes, funny political memes. This is not a content strategy. Okay, this is it's nothing. It's noise. What I tell people to do is make sure that your content always 90% of the time talks about one of 4 things: vision, process, backstory, and proof. What is your vision for people? So if you're my ideal client, I need to be sharing content that talks about my vision for where you are and where I can take you. Process. Process is just what it sounds like. What's the process I use to help people? There are a million ways I can approach this and attack it, but I want to be putting in your mind proof that I know the process, right? That I have a process. Backstory. This is the one that most people miss. Backstory is what allows you to connect with me emotionally. Do not fake a backstory. Do not seek sympathy in your backstory. Do not represent yourself as above it all in your backstory. Just tell the truth in your backstory. Share parts of your journey. Everybody misses this one, and this is the one that distinguishes you. When you share about your backstory, it fuels, it like supports the process, vision, and proof parts of your focus. And then the last one is proof. What's proof? Well, it's social proof. Okay. So vision, process, backstory, and proof. 90% of your content needs to contain at least one of these elements in it. Now, the next big problem I see, other than not being focused, is being obtuse, being random, not paying attention to the law, the law of content. No, Rachel, the backstory ain't easy. That says content is meant to be engaged with. So you need to be thinking in terms of, is this engageable? You see all these annoying questions that one person will post, then another person, then another person. Those are engagement bait posts, right? Ones that are designed to get you to talk and to engage and to act. So there's a lot of ways to do engagement bait, from really bad and obvious to really thoughtful and entertaining. Your goal needs to be to get really good at the thoughtful and entertaining. So this would be the difference, literally could be the difference between phrasing something as a statement or a question. Something you believe in. How do you take this idea that you stand for and make it a question versus a statement? Statements don't get as much engagement as questions. Plus, when people do engage with questions, you are lodging yourself deeper in their mind. This is what you want to do. This is where you want to be. This needs to be the purpose of your content, is to sort of create a spot in people's minds that is just for you. So, images versus no images. Images are great. They catch attention. They stop scrolls. But they will never substitute for good writing. So if you want to use images, use them. But if you really want your content game to stand out, I would suggest watching what I do, watching what other people who get massive engagement do, and really try to analyze, try to get to the bottom of, why are these things getting so much engagement? What is it about them that other people aren't doing? Your writing needs to pierce. So when you write content, it's got to grab, it's got to pierce, it's got to strike. It can't land softly. Your content cannot land softly, not if you hope to get engagement with it. And you will not, by the way, you will not get clients from social media without engagement of your content. You just won't, not unless you run a bunch of ads and you crack the whole funnel mystery, which can be done, but it's a whole different thing. It's more expensive. It's not why you came to a group called Organic Marketing Secrets Revealed. You want clients, you have to learn to create engaging content. And it's not a switch that you flip, by the way. You're not going to watch this and then suddenly have masterful content, but keep practicing. I can't stress this enough. Practice, 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 practice. Everything you post should be thought of as one brushstroke on your masterpiece. It's not the masterpiece itself. Does that make sense? Are we getting this? So, to recap, you absolutely need a content strategy. You've got to have one. The things that most people get wrong is their content lacks focus and it lacks engageability, I'll call it. If you want your content to be focused and feel on point, focus 90% of it on vision, process, backstory, and proof. Vision, process, backstory, and proof. And learn how to write in a way that impacts. Learn the difference between impactful organization of words and non-impactful organization of words. Statements tend to be less impactful than questions. Unless you make a bold statement, okay? Find people whose content you A, like, and B, gets really good engagement, and really study it. Really see if you can get to the bottom of what they're doing, and then attempt and practice and rehearse doing it yourself. Okay? All right. That's it. I'll see you next time.